Announcing Aster Guardians Global Nursing Award, an initiative that aims to honor the unsung heroes of healthcare globally and their importance in the healthcare ecosystem. For over 35 years, Aster DM Healthcare, as an organization, has closely witnessed the sacrifices and commitment of nurses. With 7,000 plus nurses currently a part of the organization, Aster has emerged as one of the leading healthcare providers in the GCC and India.
Nurses are actually the backbone of the healthcare system. They are the ones who are serving and saving millions of patients every day. And one of the more important things is that they are doing this with a lot of sacrifice, taking care of the patient, not even thinking of themselves or their families. And this has to be celebrated. So we thought that we have to recognize that. And that is how the Aster Guardians Global Nursing Award, the thought came to us. And we want to celebrate the nurses across the world through this award.
What started as a vision to acknowledge the contribution of nurses globally with an award of $250,000 has now become a movement that drew over 24,000 entries from nurses across 184 countries. Entries for the Aster Guardians Global Nursing Award focused on 4 main areas of contribution: patient care, leadership, social or community service, and research or innovation. The top 10 finalists for the award were selected by an eminent panel of global experts, including Dr. J. Carolyn Gomes, Mr. Howard Catton, Professor James Buchan, Dr. Murali Tumarkuri, and Professor Sheila Tlu. The process was independently validated and scores were tabulated by Ernst & Young, the process advisors. And since nursing touches our lives in more ways than one, the Aster Guardians Global Nursing Award also included public votes from across the world, making the entire process of the award transparent and inclusive. Aster DM Healthcare salutes the dedication of all nurses around the world who prioritize their patients' care above all else. While we get inspired by their stories of compassion and selflessness, let us all express our gratitude to the humans who make humanity proud.
We may not remember the names of all the nurses we interact with in our lives, but each one of us has experienced their professionalism and loving care. It is time we celebrate their stories and continue to shine the spotlight on the role they play in our lives.
Welcome to the inaugural Aster Guardians Global Nursing Award. Please welcome your MC for the afternoon, Tom Urquhart.
Your Excellencies, special guests, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me a great pleasure to welcome each and every one of you to what promises to be a historic evening. Welcome all those in attendance here in the room and all those tuning in from across the globe to this, as has been explained, the inaugural Aster Guardians Global Nursing Award. We're live from the Atlantis, Dubai. My name is Tom Urquhart, and it's an honor to be here with each and every one of you this afternoon to witness the culmination of the founder, chairman, and managing director of Aster DM Healthcare, Dr. Azad Moopan's vision to shine a spotlight on the heroic work being done by nurses, not just here in the region, but the world over. Now, since we announced the awards a year ago on International Nurses Day last year, we've received applications from an astonishing 24,000 nurses from 184 countries. All applicant nurses were asked to submit their applications based on 4 areas of contribution. Those areas were leadership, research innovation, patient care, and society or community service. Now, the process was then, as you heard, independently validated and managed by our friends at EY, the process advisors who oversaw. There was also a jury evaluation to shortlist those applications on predefined evaluation parameters. To that end, I'd just like to take this opportunity, if I may, to extend our thanks to our grand jury members who gave so much during that evaluation process. A big thanks goes to Dr. J. Carolyn Gomes, the Special Advisor on External Relations, Pro Actividad, co-chair of the Caribbean Center for Human Rights and board member of the Developing Country NGO delegation to the Global Fund Board in Jamaica. Dr. Gomez can't be with us here today, but our thanks to Dr. Gomez. Thanks also to those that are in attendance, Mr. Howard Catton, the Chief Executive Officer of the International Council of Nurses, based out of Geneva. Howard, thank you very much indeed for your part of the process. Thanks also to Professor James Buchan, the Adjunct Professor of the WHO Collaborating Centre for Nursing, University of Technology, Sydney, Australia, visiting professor at the School of Nursing, University of Edinburgh in Bonnie, Scotland. James, thank you very much indeed, Professor James, for being with us here today as well. Thanks also to Dr. Murali Thurumurakudi, the Director of the Coordination Office of the G20 Global Initiative based out of Bonn in Germany. Unfortunately, Dr. Murali can't be with us here, but obviously we'll be watching on with interest. And last but certainly not least, got to say a huge thank you to Professor Sheila Tlu, the co-chairperson of the Global HIV Prevention Coalition, ex-Minister of Health and Member of Parliament of the Government of Botswana. Professor Tlu, thank you very much indeed for being with us. Big thanks to all of our grand jury members. So, followed by the grand jury evaluation to determine the top 10 finalists with us here today. These finalists then underwent a public voting and a panel interview process with our esteemed grand jury to arrive at this point here this afternoon. The imminent announcement of the first ever winner of the esteemed Aster Guardians Global Nursing Award. One of those 10 final names is moments away to be crowned the first ever recipient of the award for their outstanding contribution and achievement in the field of nursing. It also comes with a prize of $250,000. Now, each of the other 9 finalists will also receive finalist awards, regardless of who wins. There are, quite simply, no losers, as all 10 of these extraordinary individuals have literally touched the lives of thousands. So without further ado, that sort of sets the scene, but let's meet the real stars of the show. I think if you're ready, I'm ready to introduce and meet our 10 finalists. So Dubai, please welcome from Kenya, Anikebali Duba. Also from Kenya, Dida Jirma Bule. From the United Kingdom, we have Francis Michael Fernando. From the United Arab Emirates, Jasmine Mohammed Sharaf. From the United Kingdom, Julia Dorothy Downing. From India, Lindsay Padakala, Joseph. Also from India, Manju Dandapani. Joining us from Australia, Matt James Ball. From the United States, Rachel Abraham Joseph. And our 10th finalist, Wais Mohammed Karani from Afghanistan. Now, unfortunately, Wais was unable to join us here today in person, but it's been guaranteed that he is watching remotely at the moment. So, Wais, wherever you are, thank you for tuning in. All the best. Ladies and gents, please put your hands together for our top 10 finalists. So, with the top 10 finalists are now in place, it's okay, guys. You can relax a little bit. Let's take a seat. If we can ask all of our finalists to take a seat, a little opportunity for us to get to know our finalists a little bit better. It's nervous time for them all, but it's so kind of them to join us here in Dubai for what promises to be an historic afternoon for every of our finalists, the 9 in attendance, and of course, Wes, who is tuning in out there. So let's get to know our finalists. Anna, we're going to start with you if we can. Thank you. You're looking absolutely astonishing this evening. Thank you this afternoon. Thank you for being with us. My question to you, Anna, is this. You have a foundation in Kenya, the Kabale Duba Foundation. Tell us about the work the foundation does in Kenya.
Thank you so much. My name is Kabale Duba, and I'm from Marsabit County, Kenya. And I'm also the founder of Kabale Duba Foundation, which is a community-based charity organization that is empowering pastoralist communities through education. Basically, our work is to empower the girls and women in hard-to-reach areas of northern Kenya. We also champion against harmful cultural practices such as gender-based violence, female genital mutilation, and early marriages generally. My foundation is trying to bridge the gap in Africa.
We thank you for those words. We thank you for being with us. The best of luck to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
2 finalists from Kenya with us here in 2022. Dira, thanks for joining us as well. Look, it takes a special kind of person to be a nurse in the first place. It takes an even more special person to volunteer to fight Ebola and other deadly infectious diseases on the front line. What did these experiences teach you?
Thank you very much. I'm Dida Jirma, a nurse from Kenya, Marsabit County. It's true that I offered myself as a volunteer to fight the deadly Ebola virus in West Africa, Sierra Leone. What I have learned is that for eventualities, for any outbreak which is there, then we have to engage the community because we have to understand the culture and the tradition of the community. Because culture is good, tradition is good, but at the same time, we find that there are some practices within the culture which can influence the spread of the diseases. So I wish to say that what I've learned is we need to understand that. Failing to undertake or consider that fact, then it is likely to compromise the good effort we have in safety precautions. Thank you.
No, thank you, Dida. Thank you for those words, and thanks for being with us. Okay, let's move on to the first of 2 of our finalists who've joined us from the United Kingdom. Francis, how good to see you. Welcome to Dubai. Thanks for being with us. Francis, you've done so much work during your illustrious career over in the UK. One that's really caught the attention and the imagination is setting up the Filipino Nurses Association. Why? I suppose why? Why did you feel we needed it, and why did you create it?
Thank you, Tom, and good afternoon, everyone. So the Filipino Nurses Association in UK was established in the middle of the pandemic on 2nd of July, 2020, because of the high and disproportionate number of my Filipino nurses and colleagues who were dying from COVID-19. And we didn't have any Filipino Nursing Association then in the UK, despite being the largest foreign nurses in the UK and the largest supplier of nurses across the globe. So the impetus of the establishment of the association was due to the deaths of my colleagues. And also, it is to protect the welfare and be the voice and rights of the Filipino nurses, not only in the UK, but across the globe. And also, we will be using the platform to ensure that we have equal opportunities for career progression, just like the other nurses in the UK.
Well, congratulations on setting up. Congratulations on making the last 10. Best of luck to you. And now on to somebody who hasn't traveled that far physically to be here, but on her journey, it has been a very, very long journey indeed. Jasmine, representing the UAE here up on the finalist panel. Jasmine, Francis just spoke there about the fact that all of you have worked in the midst of COVID-19, and more so than yourself as well, Jasmine. What did the fight against COVID-19 teach you as a person? Maybe what did it teach the medical industry as a whole?
Thank you for this question. I have learned a lot in more whole COVID-19 pandemic. I have learned medical workers are the integral part of the society, and they can play much more than any other profession. And I also have learned the uncertainty of the life, as I have seen patients are suffering because of COVID-19.
Congratulations.
Thank
you. No, thank you, Jasmine. All the best in the process. Best of luck this afternoon, and thanks for being with us. Okay, to our second finalist from the UK, Julia's with us here as well. Julia, thank you for making the journey to be with us here. Now, as a leader, and I mean a true leader in the field of palliative care, just how much has our understanding and our approach in this area of medicine, which is often overseen, and nursing as well, changed during your career? And I suppose a bit of a cheeky question, could more be done?
Thank you. So yes, over the past 30 years since I qualified as a nurse, I've seen a greater understanding and acceptance and professionalism in palliative care in the UK and in Uganda, where I've lived and worked for over 20 years. But in other parts of the world, this isn't the case. Of the 21 million children globally needing palliative care, only 5% have access to it. So we need to continue our advocacy for palliative care. We need to empower nurses and other health professionals to provide such care. And we need people globally to know the difference that we can make through palliative care and the impact that it can have on the lives of individuals and their loved ones. Thank you.
No, thank you. And thanks for joining us as well. And congratulations for making the final 10 from the 24,000 as well. Julia, thanks. On to Lindsay from India up next. Lindsay, thanks for joining us down here. Now, given the skills that you have personally, given the skills that all nurses develop and nurture over the years, do you think that these are attributes and qualities that would benefit wider communities other than just the patients in your care?
I'm Lindsay from India. Over my 32 years of experience, I acquired some qualities as a nurse. Some skills I acquired. I ensured that I used these skills for providing care for my patients, for the quality care I provided, and beyond that also I'm doing. It's my passion to do service to my community after my duty hours. I also try to educate, and I also take care of the health needs of the people in the tribal community. I also took a lead role with my nursing team in managing massive flood, which was declared as national calamity. Then I took another challenge for taking the swab and care given to the first COVID patient in India. I believe every nurse should use their skills for the benefits of the wider community. Yeah. Thank you.
No, thank you, Lindsay. Thanks for being with us. And congratulations for making the final 10. Manju, also from India, also being with us. Manju, thank you for being with us. Okay, let's deal with a big issue. How do you personally, and how do we as an industry, encourage more students to take up nursing? What do you say to the youngsters in your care who are considering a medical profession?
Thank you for that important question. Nurses are an integral part of healthcare system, and nursing is a field in which one can express their passion for science and the art of caring. So nursing also gives us opportunity to transform our creativity, assertiveness, and our critical thinking and innovation into healthcare delivery. With growing specialization in nursing and in nurse-led initiations, there is a wider scope for practice in different settings with greater autonomy. And nurses are never unemployable, and it will be least replaced by the technological evolution and computerization. And the huge global shortage of nurses warrants an international demands for nurses across the globe. Overall, nursing is a gratifying and rewarding profession. Thank you.
Well done to you, Manju. Get my vote, that's for sure. Thanks for being with us. Really appreciate it. Big thanks to you, Manju. Okay, to a man who's travelled far, both in his own life and, of course, to be with us here as well. Matt's flown in from Australia, no less. Matt, thanks for joining us down here in Dubai. Congratulations for making the final 10. Now, from patient to leader in your profession at the moment, your journey, your personal journey, has been a truly, truly remarkable one. But given your personal experiences, and given personal experiences in general, are they as valuable, do you think, as traditional learnings and teachings when it comes to individual and bespoke treatment plans?
Yeah, thanks, Tom. I think a wise person once told us that how we treat one another is the treatment. And I think it's a lot about our personal experiences that bring us to how we treat other human beings as mutual and the same as us. I could be the patient could be me. And so I think that our personal experiences underpin and create the foundation for nursing. And the skills we learn traditionally, we lay on top of that. So yeah, I think they're vital.
Congratulations on making the final 10. Big thanks for you for being with us here as well. And last, in terms of those that have joined us here today, we've got Rachel from the USA. Rachel, thanks so much indeed for being with us and for making the long journey from the United States as well. I think Rachel's probably the most experienced in terms of geography. 3 different continents that Rachel has worked on during her career. Given that experience, do you think there's enough sharing of information and best nursing practices, to give it a phrase, among nurses worldwide, or could we do more?
Thank you for that important question. Best practice based on evidence is available in government sites and professional organization websites, and knowledge is added every day to this pool of knowledge which is already existing. The important thing is the nurses should be intentional in accessing, understanding that, and applying it in their own context that makes a difference in the life of people.
Big thanks for that answer, and thank you for being with us as well. I mentioned a little earlier on that one of our finalists unable to be with us here today, Weiss from Afghanistan. However, Weiss, as I said, is joining us live virtually at the moment. I put a little question to Weiss as well a little earlier on. In August of last year, when the Afghan government was replaced, many in Weiss's profession chose to leave the country. But you, Weiss, you chose to stay behind. Why?
August 15, 2021 was not an easy day for us. A day with a sudden disconnection of all communication means, and everyone was trying to reach home safely, while patients in emergency ICUs and other clinical areas were expecting to be cared. I decided to stay and make others feel safe to stay too, and that worked. I stayed in the hospital that day and stayed in the country because every nurse gazed at me, and I have to serve the nation that needs more help than any other time. The respect from the nursing community and the blessings I get are countless, and I'm truly delighted to be among other brilliant finalists for the Aster Guardians Global Nursing Award. Every finalist deserves recognition. I express my best wishes for all of them, and I also express my deepest gratitude for the Aster DM Healthcare for this special recognition.
Weiss, thanks to you. From 24,000 down to these final 10 finalists, I think you'll all agree that each of their personal stories, each of their personal journeys are very, very much fitting of being in that final 10. Ladies and gentlemen, and of course, our 10 finalists, it's best of luck to you. And if I could ask you all, please, to join me in welcoming and wishing our top 10 finalists the best of luck. So nervous times for our finalists. They're going to be taking their seats in the front row. Nervous time for us all as we take one step closer to revealing the identity from one of those 10, 9 in the room, one watching on from afar. The identity of our winner will be revealed momentarily. But before all that, I only think it's fair that we come together to celebrate what is a vocation, the vocation of nursing. And when you need to do that, who better to call on, who better to ask than, well, doctors, really? So, we've got a very, very special performance for you. The group that you're about to see are all qualified doctors, originally from India, but all practicing right here in the UAE. And today, not only will they be practicing, they'll also be performing. Here to perform a fusion dance to salute the role of nurses the world over. Please put your hands together and welcome Nasij. Huge thanks to Nasij Group. A big round of applause for Nasij. Thank you. Remarkable to think that Nasij Group, all practicing doctors here, medical professionals here in the UAE, with, of course, some extraordinary talents as well. Okay, we'll ask you please to remain seated. One step closer to the presentation, the revealing of the identity of our winner. We're just waiting for the official arrival of our honoured guests, and once that takes place in a moment's time, we'll be back underway. Please stay with us in the hall. Please remain seated. Talk amongst yourselves. We'll be back with you shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for the arrival of His Highness Sheikh Ahmed bin Zayed Al Maktoum, the Chairman of the Dubai Civil Aviation Authority, Chairman and Chief Executive of Emirates Airline and Group. Your Highness, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, on the occasion of International Nurses Day, we welcome you all to this, the first ever Aster Guardians Global Nursing Award, brought to you by our friends at Aster DM Healthcare. Now, according to the latest figures from our friends at the World Health Organization, there are approximately 27 million men and women worldwide that make up the global nursing and midwifery workforce. Now, this accounts for almost 50% of the global health workforce. All of those are making a difference somewhere in the world right now. But this afternoon, right here in Dubai, we honor our final 10 finalists. selected from over 24,000 nurses. And of course, we crown the first ever Aster Guardians Global Nursing Award winner. Now, to help us with those presentations, it is an absolute honor to welcome up onto the stage one individual without whom this would not have been possible. Please welcome the man whose vision to celebrate the phenomenal contribution of nurses across the world through this award is now a reality. A pleasure to welcome the founder, chairman, managing director of Aster DM Healthcare. Please welcome Dr. Azad Mupan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. Respected, most honored His Highness Sheikh Ahmad bin Said Al Maktoum, the Director General of Dubai Health Authority, Awad Al Khatbi, the Undersecretary of Ministry of Health, Dr. Amin Al-Amidi, the Consul General of India, Dr. Aman Puri, many other dignitaries who are here. I am not calling out the names due to lack of time. The distinguished guests, the eminent jury, the awardees, all the invitees who have come from different parts of the world, the members of Aster family, and my dear friends. This is a fantastic moment for all of us, especially for Aster. I'm extremely privileged to have His Highness here, who represents the ruling family of Dubai, which has created UAE as a whole, has become an oasis of peace and prosperity in the whole world, in the middle of the desert. That's only due to the vision. And we know that during the last 25 years, there has been tremendous improvement in the healthcare system of this world. I came here 35 years back, and what was that at that point of time, and what is there now is entirely different. We are one of the topmost in the world when it comes to modern healthcare. And all the praise should go to the visionary rulers and the authorities who are sitting here, who have made it a possibility. So congratulations to the people as well as the visionary rulers who will lead them. We found what happened in the time of the COVID-19, last 2 years. And UAE was at the top when it comes to controlling initially the disease, then the vaccination, with the least number of mortality and the maximum number of vaccination across the world. And we all feel proud that we are in UAE. And that is something, thank you. That's something which is being celebrated. We feel proud saying that we are from UAE and going to places. And this has been to a great extent achieved by the healthcare workers, and of that, the topmost are the nurses. Now, coming to this function, why this is happening, I should just give you a brief background. Many years back, as we have 27 hospital operations in 7 countries, 25,000 people, of which 7,000 plus are nurses. In one of the functions, after the function, I was talking to a nurse casually and checked with her, how is it? How is it, Aster? Are you happy? She said that it's fine. Aster is doing good for us. But doctor, we feel like curry leaves. That's the term she used. Curry leaves, which gives flavor to the dish while it is being cooked. But beyond that, people don't recognize us, and then it is everybody else who is in the forefront. I was feeling so sad because it's a reality. I know that's a reality. So that reality struck me, and we started doing many things to recognize nurses. For your information, 2 of our hospitals are headed by nurses in the last 10 years. And along with that, we have started a lot of programs to provide career progression for nurses in different ways. And we thought that we should do something much more than that, going beyond Aster. And that is how this was conceived. This whole Aster Guardians Global Nursing Award is a culmination of those thoughts which we, in 1 year back, started that activity. Now, how we accomplished this, I don't want to go into the details of that. Tom has already mentioned how the selection happened and how these people were, and you have seen the 10 finalists. What we wanted to do is that identify nurses who have done very well and tell about them to the world, celebrate them, and that is something which we wanted to do so that the youngsters will take this up as a profession. You will see, after my speech, a congratulatory message which is from none other than the head of WHO, the Director General of WHO, Mr. Tedros Ghebreyesus, who has mentioned about the importance of nurses for the nursing profession, for the healthcare profession. And so what we found is that there is a huge lack of nurses in the world. And that's happening because nurses are not recognized. They are underpaid, overworked, even though they have the same qualification as the doctors, and they are running the healthcare system. They are not getting that recognition. Doctors are the brain of the healthcare system, but nurses are the heart and soul of healthcare system. I can tell it very loudly because I have been in many times, I've been a patient in hospitals, and I can tell that nurses are actually the heart and the soul of healthcare system. And are they getting a benefit out of it? No. I should tell that they are not getting a benefit. They are underpaid, and they are also not recognized. So there is a requirement for us to, one, recognize them, and second, to make sure that they are well paid. And this is a journey which we have just started. And there has been a tremendous effort which has put in by the teams. I congratulate them for what they have done in the last 1 year. And this is not going to end here. I want to tell you that Aster Guardians Global Nursing Award is going to be a continuous thing. We'll be taking it to other countries year after year, continents after continents, attracting more nurses to apply for that. The whole idea is to celebrate nurses across the world, attract more nurses, because you may be surprised. There is a lack of 6.5 million nurses in the world now. 6.5 million nursing jobs. And that's going to be 13 million or 12.5 million by 2030, according to many of the nursing organizations. So how can we attract more people? How can we retain them? And that is something which we are trying. And we are doing a small trial, but I'm sure that this will be taken up by other healthcare institutions. And we want to set an example. So once again, I congratulate there are these 10 finalists who have come from among 25,000. And they are all good, each one of them. When you look at their biodata and what they have done fantastic job. They burn midnight oil, they work hard, they, in spite of the skills to themselves and to their families, they spend time with their nurses and with their patients, and they take care of them. And they are the ones, apart from that, doing many other things in the area of social service and many other areas. They all, each one of them, they are eligible for this award. But of course, in a race, we have to decide one person, but this is not going to be the end. As His Highness always says, this is in the race for excellence, there is no finishing line. We have to go further and further and see that how we can improve nursing, improve their lives, and attract more nurses to the profession. So once again, let me thank you for being with us in this on this auspicious occasion, which happens to the International Nursing Day. And we will be doing this every year on the 12th of May in some part of the world and spreading this message, I assure you. And once again, I profusely thank His Highness Sheikh Ahmed bin Said Al Maktoum for being with us on this auspicious occasion with the other dignitaries to take us to the next level where we can do much better. Thank you very much. May God bless.
Thank you again, Dr. Mubin, for those kind words and for giving us this opportunity to celebrate the nursing world. Thanks for making these awards a reality for us as well and giving us the opportunity to say a big thank you to give back to an industry that gives so much when it comes to patient care. And now, without further ado, the time has come, ladies and gentlemen, for us to remind ourselves one final time of the identities and the stories of the top 10 finalists of the Aster Guardians Global Nursing Award.
The world looks up to them as caregivers. We look up to them for inspiration. Here are the stories of the top 10 finalists of the Aster Guardians Global Nursing Award. Former Miss Tourism Kenya, Nurse Anna Kabali Duba is the first graduate from her village and the only educated girl in her family. Through her valiant efforts under the Kabali Duba Foundation, she has significantly helped in reducing instances of female genital mutilation and early marriages. In 2020, she was ranked among the top 100 most influential young Africans for her social philanthropy. With over 21 years of working with the Ministry of Health in Kenya, Nurse Dida Jerma Bule was awarded by the First Lady Margaret Kenyatta for his invaluable work in the Beyond Zero program, targeting the reduction of HIV infection in some of the most remote areas. He also received national recognition for his volunteering efforts during the deadly Ebola outbreak in West Africa in 2015. To make a bigger impact on patient care, Nurse Francis Michael Fernando channelized his potential as a leader and founded the Filipino Nurses Association, the second largest international nursing group in the UK. He persevered against all odds and helped his hospital rank number 12 amongst the best performing ones. In 2012, he won the prestigious NHS Clinical Leaders Network and Aqua Henderson Quality Award for his work with patients with hip fractures in Salisbury. He was the first nurse in the UK to be given the award. Nurse Jasmine Mohammed Sharaf dons many hats, that of a nurse, a frontline warrior, and a tireless volunteer. Her COVID relief efforts, in particular, have helped over 1,000 individuals receive critical financial and medical aid. She has received accolades from the Dubai Indian Cultural and Art Society and World Malayali Council for being the epitome of compassion in action. A nurse practitioner, professor, advocate, and campaigner, Nurse Julia Dorothy Downing, is all that and so much more. She is the Chief Executive of the International Children's Palliative Care Network and has assisted the World Health Organization with necessary changes to global health policy. She was the only nurse appointed as an honorary professor of palliative care in Uganda, the region's first such honor. Nurse Lindsay Padikala Joseph was the brave medical professional that took the swab test of the first COVID-19 infected patient in India. When information about the disease was scarce, when a horrible calamity that killed over 400 people struck Kerala, she incessantly worked 7 days a week, pulling 23-hour shifts as the head nurse. A proactive environmental warrior, she was a recipient of the Florence Nightingale Nurses Award in 2016. Nurse Manju Dandapani developed India's first stroke support system after carefully observing the poor quality of life of neuro patients and their caregivers. Having been an active research participant since 2007, 10 of her publications have been cited in the WHO COVID-19 database. In 2012, she was selected as the best PG neuro nurse in the country for successfully proving her leadership as a faculty coordinator, nursing supervisor, and secretary of the Society of Indian Neuroscience Nurses. Nurse Matthew James Ball drew from his personal journey of recovering from schizophrenia to transform the experience of being treated in the mental health care system. He is a consultant with the New Zealand Ministry of Health and also supports a cost-effective alternative for people in distress through psychotherapy clinic. He was awarded the Australian Mental Health Nurse of the Year in 2017 for his trauma-informed and recovery-oriented approaches. With a speciality in neonatal care, Nurse Rachel Abraham Joseph strongly believes that patient care is impacted by research. With a career spanning 40-plus years and 3 continents, she is a Fulbright scholar leading an interdisciplinary research team of 10 members. She recently signed up to serve the Afghan refugees in the US and maintains that humanity transcends every action. Nurse Vice Mohammed Karani is the first nurse to have completed his master's degree in the politically fragile country of Afghanistan. He leads the Afghanistan Nurses and Midwives Council. An active member of multiple scientific committees, he has been instrumental in developing key policies in the field of nursing and midwifery in Afghanistan, and is one of the few healthcare professionals who decided to stay back and serve the people of his country, even amidst the disturbing geopolitical conflict. No matter who wins the inaugural Aster Guardians Global Nursing Award, the 10 finalists and thousands of nurses across the world continue to make us believe that becoming extraordinary starts with empathy. We salute the nurses for holding the brightest candle to humanity and for being an inspiration for the world.
Our finalists are worthy winners in our eyes. And out of the top 10 finalists that you saw there on the screen, 6 women, 4 men, representing no fewer than 7 countries. 9 of them are with us here, a little nervous down there in the front row at the moment. And in fact, just before we make the announcement, if we could get them up on their feet, one final attempt. Could we get all of the 9 finalists here, and Waste, wherever you are in the world, if you could up stand. One final round of applause before we announce the winner. A standing ovation, no less, for our heroes down the front here. Thank you so much indeed for being with us. Okay, on to the announcement, but not quite yet, as we have one final little surprise for you. In fact, it is a rather large surprise. Before we announce our winner, it gives me great pleasure, a true privilege, to introduce, by way of a message sent a little earlier on, none other than the Director General of the World Health Organization, Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus.
Esteemed guests, dear colleagues and friends, nurses make up over half of the world's health workforce. They're important not just because of their numbers, but because of the vast range of health services they provide. The COVID-19 pandemic has illustrated the incredible contribution made by nurses and all health workers every day in every country. Today, on International Nurses Day, the inaugural Aster Guardians Global Nursing Award honors this contribution. Our appreciation for nurses must go beyond applause and awards. It's vital that governments invest in the recruitment, training, remuneration, protection, and well-being of nurses, the majority of whom are women. That means creating millions of new nursing jobs, especially in low and middle-income countries, and putting in place supports and safeguards to prevent international recruitment practices that undermine health systems and, in the end, harm health. It means a massive acceleration of nursing education to respond to updated models of care. And it means investment in nurse leadership to shape health policy and management decisions. Congratulations to the 10 finalists and to all the nominees for your service to humanity. And to Aster, DM Health, and to Dr. Azad Mopen for driving forward this initiative.
Thanks to Dr. Tedros, and now the moment is upon us. From 24,000 down to 10 who join us, one name will be announced, and there's only one man that can make that announcement. Please welcome up onto stage to reveal the identity of our winner in 2022, the founder, chairman, and the managing director of Aster DM Healthcare, Dr. Azad Mopen. So Dr. Mopen has the envelope in front of him now, and he will reveal the identity of the winner to us.
Yeah. The first prize, or the winner of the award for this years of Aster Guardians Global Nursing Award, goes to Anna Kubala Duba.
Well, I think we can see what it means to our eventual winner and, of course, all of our finalists. So without further ado, I would like to take this opportunity to move to the official trophy presentation. If we could ask His Highness to join us, please, here on stage. Please welcome to this stage His Highness Sheikh Ahmed bin Zayed Al Maktoum. And accompanying His Highness, if we could ask the Deputy Managing Director, Aster DM Healthcare, Ms. Alicia Mopen, and the Executive Director of Aster DM Healthcare, Mr. T.J. Wilson. If I could ask you to make a presentation to His Highness. T.J. And it is a warm welcome to our eventual winner, Anna Kubala Duba, who will now receive the winning trophy from His Highness as we honor the first ever Aster Guardian Global Nursing Award winner. Well, congratulations to all 10 of our finalists, worthy finalists nonetheless. And a big thanks to Dr. Mupan and His Highness. I will ask them to take their seats again as we get a few words, Anna, if you would, to say a few words. I think everyone would like to hear a few words from you. Anna, we'll take this from you, don't worry about that. And if we could ask you to say a few words of exactly how you're feeling, that would be much appreciated.
Wow. Your Highness, Your Excellencies, Dr. Hazard, and all the protocols observed. My name is Anna Kabale Duba, a nurse from Marsabit County Referral Hospital, Kenya. I am happy and proud because growing up in a rural village of Kenya, in my wildest dream, I never thought one day I will be celebrated on a global platform like this. I come from a place where the literacy level are very high, and I'm the first graduate girl from my village. After having a taste of education, I decided to go back and enlighten my people through education. Low illiteracy is always associated with poor health, harmful cultural practices, especially among girls and women in the pastoralist communities of northern Kenya. Through my organization, which is Kabale Duba Foundation, I have built a very unique school in my village that teaches children in the morning, and the parents come to the school for the adult learning in the afternoon sessions. I wish to thank the organizers of this Aster Guardian Global Nursing Award because I agree that, with a million others, that stories of people that go out of their way and help others in their communities should be heard globally. Special thanks to Dr. Azad and his incredible vision to celebrate and contribute to the nurses globally and give us the opportunity to raise our voices on a platform such as this. I thank my immediate and extended family for the love and support throughout my professional and advocacy work. Special regards to my old mother. She is my prayer warrior. To my husband, who is in this crowd, Baba Irkena, you are simply the best. Keep supporting me. Let's support each other to go to greater heights. And happy anniversary to us for the 5th anniversary of our wedding today. My colleagues at Marsabit County Referral Hospital and Marsabit County at large, thank you very much. A conducive working environment as a medic and being able to spread my wings into the community work is not to be taken for granted. I also wish to humbly recognize the efforts of each and every person who has voted for me globally. Your efforts are not in vain, and I promise with sincerity that I will endeavor to do more, to be more, and to make our world a better place. Thank you. To Artbeat Photography Kenya, thank you guys for your amazing videos and photos during this tough competition. Finally, I wish to again thank Almighty God for always putting amazing ideas into my head, sustaining me to date and giving me the strength to continue with my community work and as a nurse for my community. As a winner of this first edition of Aster Guardian Global Nursing Award, I dedicate this award to all the girls and women that I advocate for. It will give me opportunity to facilitate access to better health and for the people to get quality education just like the rest of the world for the pastoralist communities. This is a win for Africa. This is a win for Kenya. And above all, it's a win for the girls and women in the rural villages. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much indeed. Congratulations on your victory. Go back down to your finalists. Enjoy this moment. Take your trophy with you as well, Anna. We'll let you take this one down to celebrate the moment with the other finalists. And as Anna makes her way off the stage one final time, please put your hands together for our winner, Anna Cabelladora. Right, we promised you surprises, and we have surprises aplenty. Well done to all of our finalists. Well done to our eventual winner. Well done to Weiss over in Afghanistan watching on. But it is an afternoon full of surprises, and this one you do not want to miss, because we come together to celebrate the work of nursing the world over. We are, of course, going to have other bits and pieces. Lunch will be served later, but this is something to behold, because we have celebrated by way of trophy. We've celebrated by way of accolade. We've celebrated by way of dance. I think it's round about time that we celebrate the vocation of nursing through the art, the genre of song. And what do nurses do best? Well, I think we can all agree. They do fix people. So it gives me great pleasure, Your Highness, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, to present to you the extraordinary GEMS Children's Choir.
When you try your best but you don't succeed, when you get what you want but not what you need, when you feel so tired but you can't sleep, stuck in reverse, and the tears come streaming down your face, when you lose something you can't replace, when you love someone but it goes to waste, could it be worse? Lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you. High up above or down below, when you're too in love to let it go. But if you never try, you'll never know just what you want. Lights will guide you home and ignite try to fix you.
For the extraordinary GEMS Students Choir. Big thanks to GEMS Students Choir for performing that beautiful, beautiful song. Plenty more to look forward to throughout the afternoon, but Your Highness, we can't thank you enough for your time this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for His Highness Sheikh Ahmed bin Zayed Al Maktoum, the Chairman of the Dubai Civil Aviation Authority, the Chairman and the Chief Executive of Emirates Airline and Group. Our thanks to His Highness for being with us here today. As His Highness makes his way out of the ballroom, please do stay with us. Why? Because a few more surprises coming your way on the agenda. Plenty more to be seen up here on stage as we recognise many of those individuals that made the awards possible. And of course, a couple more entertainment surprises for you. Not to mention, lunch will be served a little later. We will be back with the remainder of the awards momentarily. So again, if we could just ask all of our honoured guests to remain with us here in the main ballroom. Feel free to remain seated as we get ready to honour some of the true guardians that have made this afternoon so special. Do stay with us. As I said, some recognitions, some performances, and some surprises coming your way in just a few moments' time. We're just waiting for the return of Dr. Azad Mupin, and as soon as Dr. Mupin returns, we will be underway with the remainder of our brief agenda. Again, thank you very much indeed for your patience. Just to let you know, the award, a few surprises. Do stick around. Our finalists. That's coming your way in a few moments' time, so do stay with us here in the main ballroom as we will conclude proceedings momentarily. Feel free to take your seats and do stick around for lunch, which will be served straight after the conclusion of the awards. So again, please do stay with us in the ballroom. In fact, I can see Dr. Azad Mupin retaking his seat, so if I can ask you all please to retake your seats, we will be underway in just a few seconds' time. Right, we are. I appreciate your patience. Thank you so much indeed. If I could ask you, please, to take your seats. We will conclude with the official part of proceedings and then enjoy some lunch together. Congratulations again to Anna. Her life has changed forever, as I'm sure has the life of our other 9 finalists. As we mentioned earlier, in our eyes, all of our top 10 finalists are winners in their own right. And to that end, we'd like to take this opportunity very quickly to honour our runners-up with some rather special awards for their contribution to the healthcare sector and to humanity as a whole. To make the presentations, please welcome up here onto stage, yet again, to acknowledge those in the healthcare sector, the founder, chairman, and the managing director of Aster DM Healthcare. Please welcome back on stage Dr. Azad Mupin. Joining Dr. Mupan is the Deputy Managing Director of Aster DM Healthcare, Ms. Alicia Mupan. And also please welcome Mr. TJ Wilson, the Executive Director of Aster DM Healthcare, to take their place on the main stage. We're also blessed to be joined by three wonderful VIPs who've given so much to the cause, but also so much to the healthcare sector here. And we're going to ask all three of them to join us up here on stage to make some special presentations. First up, please welcome on stage to join our guardians here, His Excellency Awad Sagaya Al-Ketbi, the Director General, Dubai Health Authority. Also joining us, His Excellency Dr. Amin Al-Amiri, the Assistant Under-Secretary of UAE Ministry of Health. Also joining us here on stage, His Excellency Khalifa Hassan Abdul Karim Al-Durai, Executive Director of the Dubai Corporation of Ambulance Services. And I'd also like to welcome up onto stage as well, as part of our VIP delegation, the Consul General of India, His Excellency Dr. Amanpur. Huge thanks to our VIPs for being with us. Your Excellency, thank you so much indeed for being with us. Thanks also to the team from Aster DM Healthcare for being with us. Okay, first and foremost, we would like to honour three very special individuals, and those are the three grand jury members. Before we do that, if we could ask Dr. Marwan to join us on stage as well. Dr. Marwan, if we could ask you please to join us up on the presentation. And of course, we can't do this without the throats of Colonel Ali as well. Colonel Ali, can we ask you please, sir, to join us here on behalf of all the team at Dubai Police for the presentation of these special awards. And of course, Isa Maidud as well, if we could ask Isa to join us up on stage. Isa, if you wouldn't mind joining us. So big thanks to the team for being with us here today, and of course to the Aster team as well. Right, as I mentioned, we've got three individuals that we would love to honour first and foremost. And so I'm going to ask our panel to make those presentations as they work down our VIP line to the Aster DM Healthcare team. First and foremost, we would like to honour our grand jury members, and we start with honouring Mr. Howard Cutton. Howard, if we could get a quick photo. Thank you very much indeed. Well done to our grand jury member, Dr. Howard Catton. And Howard, if we could ask you just to make your way over to the grand jury area. Next up, receiving our recognition and thanks, Professor Sheila Tlu. Thanks, Sheila. If we can get you to join us over here once you get a moment. So, Sheila, if you want to take your place over here in the grand jury members area. And of course, two grand jury members can't be with us. Three are with us here, two on stage, one more to join us as well. Please make some noise and welcome to the stage, Professor James Buchan. Yeah, huge thanks to our 3 grand jury members in person here, and of course our 5 grand jury members for making the process possible. James, if we could get you here, please. Thank you so much indeed. And now on to the finalists. We know our winner, but as we said, all of them are winners in our eyes. Opportunity for you to show your appreciation for the runners-up. And we start with the man from Kenya, Dida Jirma Bule. Right, Dida, you've got to go back and get your trophy, okay? Okay, so you get back there, and we will get your trophy. Best smile in the room. Let's hear it for Dida. Also joining us up here from the United Kingdom, Francis Michael Fernando. So Francis picking up his recognition. Well done to you, Francis. Congratulations to you as Francis makes his way up the rest of the line. Let's welcome up onto stage from the United Arab Emirates, Jasmine Mohammed Sharaf. Congratulations to you, Jasmine. Should be very proud of making the final 10. And as Jasmine makes her way up the line, time now to welcome the other finalists from the United Kingdom, Julia Downing. Congratulations to you, Julia. Oh, well done to Julia. Next up from India, we have, of course, Lindsay Patakala. Congratulations to Lindsay. Also from India, another of our finalists and runner-up, Manju Dandapani. Well done to you, Manju. Congratulations. All smiles for our finalists. Congratulations also to our next finalist and runner-up, Matt Ball from Australia. And lastly, with us here in person, please welcome all the way from the United States, Rachel Joseph. So congratulations to Rachel, and also special mention to Wais Mohammed Karani. Wais, watching on from Afghanistan. Congratulations to you, Wais, a runner-up on this occasion, but well done to all of our finalists. So, time for the moment of truth, time for the money shot, and we've got a lot of people. So if I could ask all of my finalists to join us here, if all the finalists would join us here on this first step. So let's get all the finalists along the first step. If we could ask all the grand jury members and of course the Aster Guardians and our VVIPs to join us behind our finalists. We are almost there at the moment of truth. All we need is a little gap in the middle. I think we can create a little bit of a gap. Welcoming up a few. So 1, 2, 3, 4. If I could ask you, Julia, if you could just create a little gap in the middle there as we get ready for the arrival of one more person. So hang on, just getting up our special guests as they join us here on the final step. And it is time for us to welcome back to the center of the stage the winner of this year's Aster Guardians Global Nursing Award, Anna Kabali Dua. Congratulations to Anna. Congratulations to all of our finalists. Now, thanks to our VIPs, our guardians, and more. That almost concludes proceedings. I'll ask all of our friends to make their way down to their seats, apart from TJ, who I am going to ask to say a few words to everyone in conclusion. So if everyone else would like to make their way back down to their seats, we thank you very much indeed for being with us here. But a few final words, if we may, a couple of words of closing in just a few moments' time from the Executive Director of our hosts, Aster DM Healthcare. And as our friends make their way off the stage, it is my pleasure to to say a few words of conclusion to proceedings. Quick reminder that lunch will be served immediately after the conclusion as well. Well, thanks to Dr. Azad Mupen. And TJ, over to you, sir.
Thank you. Your Highness, Excellencies, special invitees, government officials, grand jury members of the Aster Guardians Global Nursing Award, the winner and finalist of the first edition of Aster Guardians, doctors, my dear nurses, and my fellow Asturians. I feel extremely happy to stand in front of you after the announcement of the winner of the first edition of Aster Guardians Global Nursing Award. We have seen the efforts taken by the nurses across the world, especially during the last 2 years. I'm sure that most of us would have experienced some sort of care by the nurses during the last many years, during the last many years of our life. Well, at least, I'm sure like all of you would have, most of us would have taken the COVID vaccine and we have experienced that one, the care of the nurses. It makes me very proud that we have been able to bring to prominence the phenomenal stories of nurses across the world. They have proved that there are no boundaries for a nurse can do or achieve for humanity. Anna Kubele is, yesterday also we were meeting Anna Kubele and all the other winners actually, the finalists. And it was quite inspirational to hear the stories of each and every one of you. Congratulations to each and every one of you for that one. I wish to thank the rulers of this beautiful country for the vision to build Dubai as the best city in the world. I'm giving us the freedom for people to follow and achieve our dreams. As you know, Aster is a Dubai-based company. We are born in Dubai 35 years back, and we feel very happy and proud about our origin, the growth, and the legacy. I wish to thank His Highness Sheikh Hamad bin Saeed Al Maktoum, President of the Dubai Civil Aviation and the Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of the Emirates Airline and the group, for gracing the celebration and honoring us, and by giving the first Aster Guardians Global Nursing Award to the winner, Anna Kubale. I wish to thank Dr. Tedros for giving that truly inspirational message to all the nurses across the world, and also appreciating Aster and our leadership actually for initiating this award. And he has also appreciated the finalists actually. Thanks to him. My sincere thanks to all our special guests, delegates, Asterians, and all the people who are viewing this across the world through our social media platforms. A journey like this, Aster Guardians Nursing Global Nursing Award, it was our dream for the last few years. This would not have been possible without the hard work and effort of many people. I wanted to thank each one of them, but I may not be able to call out the names of everyone. But I wanted to say, like, Dr. Asad Mupan, first and foremost, Dr. Asad Mupan, who has conceived this idea. So he was always saying that actually, like, nurses are the backbone of healthcare. He was telling us today, the nurses are the heart and soul of healthcare. So we wanted to thank Dr. Asad Mupan for extending, for conceiving this idea and allowing us to complete this one. Thank you, Dr. Asad. I also wanted to thank Alicia Mupan for her leadership and guidance, actually. Thanks, Alicia. You are not well, but in spite of that, you were here yesterday throughout the day. We really appreciate your contribution, and thank you. Thanks a lot. And we have my team, actually. Like, there are a large number of people, but I wanted to maybe take out the names of few people. Lavanya, Shruti, Preeti, Dr. Shihad, and all the other team members, actually, for their immense support, hard work, passion, everything. Actually. Thank you all. I also wanted to thank our agencies and our partners in this journey. They were all working during the last many months, actually. Like, maybe I can start with E&Y, Ernst & Young, actually. Like, Sachi and team, actually. You are immensely, like, you have helped us to keep everything in order. Thank you very much. And our Sunny Side Up for conceiving this, for branding, for giving this life to this Aster Guardians at Global Award and doing a lot of things, actually. Thanks to all of you, the Sunny Side Up team. And our marketeers, our PR agency, like, who took us to the world, not in the UAE alone, but to the entire world. Thanks to the marketeers. And Safi and Joe from George and Bernal, actually, you have done an amazing job. Thank you very much for presenting this amazing thing. Actually, we are really honored. Thank you very much. And to all our guests, our Asterians, and all of you for joining us today in this momentous occasion. Thank you all for taking part in this. Thank you so much. And our media partners, our media guests from the media, thanks for extending all the coverage and all. Thank you so much. Thanks to each and every one of you. Thank you so much once again.
Well, I think that TJ has done the thanks for one and all. I've got his glasses, though. I'm going to keep his glasses, so worry not about that. Listen, just remains for me to say a big thank you to all of you for turning out. Big thanks to those 10, and let's hope that the stories of those 10s and the other thousands that applied this year will, of course, inspire the leaders of nursing, the leaders of care of tomorrow. We're going to see you at the Aster Guardians Global Nursing Award 2023, as was promised a little earlier on. But before that, we are going to see you at lunch. Do stay with us. Lunch will be served on the main stage. But before we do that, there is the small matter of some more celebration. We've celebrated through a various number of genres, and there's only one way to go out. It's coming together as we celebrate the vocation of nursing with yet another world-beating performance. Enjoy!
On Judgment Day, I won't fade away. I'll be pushing on till the rivers run dry. I've got to try. I'll keep pushing on till my